We're here with the head coach and general manager of the Green Bay Gamblers, and a rare chance we get to talk with them in the off season, but never ends for you, Coach. As it just seems like yesterday you guys were in the playoffs, 37 wins, and it's already camp and the end of camp here at the Rest Center.
Yeah, it was a busy week with camp, and credit to our director of scouting, Lenny Hoffman, and all of his scouts that brought a great group here. Really happy with our draft picks, and it was fun to see what the future looks like.
Now you got 7 or 8 guys coming back this year. What do you guys look for in those vets returning, to see them at camp? Is it more just a conditioning thing, or are you looking that, they're still ready to compete for next year?
Well, I think they looked at it as a tryout, and I thought they all performed very well, and they'd only been off the ice for 3 or 4 weeks since they'd left, so it was great to see those kids show up in good shape and building and putting on weight. So they're starting their summer process to make sure they're ready for the fall, but a big part of their role now is to incorporate the new and younger players.
Now with the success that you guys had last year, you had a lot of guys move on to the next level, to the college level. A lot of holes to fill coming up into this year. Do you feel confident now going through camp that you guys are going to fill the holes with the right guys?
Yeah, I figure Lenny did a great job, and we got to see those players. Some of them I had never seen before, so you get to see them for the first time on the ice, and then spend a little time with them and talk to them and learn a little more about their personalities. So that's the first part of camp, and we're really happy with the kids we're going to be able to bring back in the fall to compete and try to put us back where we were at last year.
Well, that was last week. This week you guys are doing a hockey camp for the youth. How important is it to you guys, for you guys to stay active in the community like this to help out younger hockey players?
Well, we've done it. This is our second year in a row, and it is a lot of fun. We get a lot of local kids out on the ice. I mean, we have over 70 kids this year, and just to be able to spend that time with them, I mean, it definitely keeps us busy, and a little bit of babysitting that goes along with it as well. But it's fun to get out there. I mean, we're a major part of this hockey community, and it's our duties to kind of work with these kids and hopefully build their excitement about the game.
Starting yesterday, this is turning into a big week for Green Bay Gamblers hockey. Of course, Nick Schmaltz signs with the Chicago Blackhawks. A guy that you worked with, Derek Lalonde, he is now in the American Hockey League with the Iowa Wild. Let's first start with Nick Schmaltz, a guy that you had a hand in kind of sculpting here in Green Bay along with Derek. How excited are you to see that he's 2 years removed from this league to sign with the Chicago Blackhawks on a 3-year deal?
Well, I mean, we're super excited for him, and at the same time, I mean, talking with him, he knows how much work he has in front of him, and I think that's a credit to what happened here, but also at North Dakota, and helping him to realize that he's an elite player at that level now, and now he's going and where it becomes a job, and it becomes an everyday job, and preparing himself, and obviously the Chicago Blackhawks lineup is not an easy one to crack.
No, absolutely not. And of course, Derek Lalonde, former Green Bay Gamblers head coach, moving on to the Iowa Wild in the American Hockey League. That's got to be a great a great feeling for you, knowing that you worked with him here in Green Bay for a while, but also as a coach in the USHL, knowing that you see guys like the Jeff Blashiels of the world, the Dave Hackstalls, the John Coopers, the Derek Lalondes moving up to the next level, even Don Granato and Marco Sicchi who coach here. This league really produces a lot of talent on the ice, but also behind the bench.
Well, I don't think you get the players and the development without great coaches, and it's a credit to all those guys, and they're kind of paving the path for everybody else. And I was fortunate enough to have those 3 years with Derek, and I learned a ton from him, and couldn't be happier for him. I mean, and he's earned it with not only winning here, but going on to Toledo and having 2 great years there.
Now, a guy you had a hand in developing here last year, Andrew Peeke, we're all excited to see. This is a big week for him, 4 days until the draft in Buffalo. Have you had any conversations with Andrew? I mean, going through the process here, this has got to be exciting, but also a little nerve-wracking.
Well, I talked to him just after the combine, and credit to him, how he handled it all year long was just worrying about himself and being a solid hockey player. I think he approaches the draft the same way. He knows that being drafted doesn't lead to anything. A lot of NHL draft picks are never going to sign a pro contract, and he just wants to continue to develop, and obviously going to Notre Dame is going to be a great opportunity for him to improve that part of the game.
What type of defenseman is somebody going to get in the draft when they draft Andrew Peeke?
Well, I've talked to so many organizations. I mean, I think he's an elite puck mover, very similar to Gustav Olofsson when we had Goose here, and he moves pucks so well and smart, and you like being on the ice with him because you're not going to be chasing the puck. He's going to put it on your stick and let offense come from there. And But at the same time, he's a very strong defender, and we were able to use him in all situations with being such a young defenseman. And I think everybody just sees you got a big 6'3" kid that can skate and move pucks, and that's what the NHL game's all about now.
One last question for you, Coach. I know it seems like hockey is 365 days of the year now, but any chance you're going to get out and do some golf or get away from here for a little bit? I know you just had a camp. You guys went in the playoffs this last year, but September's rolling around before you know it.
Yeah, we had a nice May. I mean, once the draft was over, we were able to spend some time golfing and getting away a little bit then. And these next few weeks get real busy with all the USA Hockey festivals, and that's an opportunity to see the best kids in the U.S. play against each other. So I like to be involved in those camps. And then once we get to the end of July, we get some more great downtime before we kick off a very busy and hopefully long season.
Well, I appreciate your time and have a great summer.
All right, thanks, Jason.